Hi, it's me. I'm here. Doing art again. I bet you didn't think I would be here again, but, well, here I go again. Are my decibels messed up? I feel like they were not this low. Let's try like minus 4, minus 3, I don't know. Maybe I should have checked to make sure that they were working properly before I went live again. But no one's here anyway, so it doesn't matter yet. Let me just make sure everything's in order. Ah, there we are. I haven't checked to see if this works in a while. Let me check this. Oh, yeah, that's working. Okay, cool. Good. Good. If I wanted cat ears, which I don't, it's good to know that they're in working order. Proper working order. Okay. What does this do again? Oh, God. Just breaks everything. Alright. I wanted to make sure. Alright, so you may be noticing. Zotin, what is draw wounds? I forgot to draw the wounds. It's as simple as that. I gotta do it. And I had forgotten. I also have so many things open right now. I was scrambling to get stream set up today for some reason. I was trying out some new stuff. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I'm not going to elaborate until it's required of me to do so. And it might never be. So, I don't know. But yeah, we gotta draw this dude all busted up. Which means I might need to hide the old eyeballs again. I got like 2 new subscribers on my YouTube channel when I uploaded 3 videos yesterday. I don't know where they're coming from. They could do with more liking the videos, though. I'm not gonna complain, obviously. Especially since I'm gonna upload this VOD to YouTube at some point in the future. And I don't want to just be called out, or be caught calling people out for, you know, subscribing to a YouTube channel. That'd be rude. But I'm just saying. Subscribing to a channel and not liking the videos? Kinda cringo. Kind of cringage. Those are both made up words. Is the music too quiet? Alright, so I was going to draw the wounds, but I was going to have to black out the eyes because I'm going to need some reference. Some references. Let's get those situated. And the page that I need the references from has words on it, so you understand my hesitation. Don't worry, I'll get them all, and then I can just turn the eyeballs back on. Don't worry about it. And there. The eyeballs can return. Boop. There we go. Now I can get what I need, which is blood coloring. Bruise coloring as well, which I guess means this panel is our best bet. Blues brothering. Man, I really laid it all thick with the multiply on this layer. Boop. No, you can keep that. You cannot keep that. Design pencil. Crimson color. Go here. Where's he bleeding out of again? His nose. Some on his shirt as well. At various places. Let me see if I can bring up a reference for myself without butchering everything again. Today's my day off too, so even when the stream ends, I'm going to be working on this here comic. Because that's what I said I would do. And I'm never going to slip into hyperdrive schedule mode if I don't do it today. So I'm going to do it today. When the stream ends, I'm just going to be working on this for the rest of the day. I'm just not going to be streaming it. Although, apparently, I don't even have to be streaming it right now. Because ain't nobody here. So I can do whatever I want. I might cut stream a bit short today, though. As a result. So that I could just focus on actually being productive for the first day of Hyperdrive's schedule. We'll see what happens. At the very least, I want to thumbnail the page and panel it out. The next one, that is. After I touch up the one that we're doing currently. And it appears I don't have a reference that I can look at by myself. So the eyes are going away again for a second. Okay, he's got it on the arm, in the sleeve, okay, in the nose, right. Okay, you can have your eyes back. Whoever you are. Alright, let's draw some wounds. And give ourselves some color to work with. Make the eraser smaller. Ah, Cristo. You don't put blood on the teeth from what I understand, though. That would be weird. The mouth was closed when it was happening. I guess you could. But I'm not going to be doing that for this. Really got to make it run out here. It's like all over the thing by this panel, so we'll just really mess up that beard. Dude's going to need conditioner by the time this chapter is over. Let me tell you that much. Get all of that out of there. See if I can get this to look decent here. Yeah, I really made it. This is how I have to draw reminders, by the way, so that I don't forget them. I have to cover the entire page. Otherwise, I will forget, and I will be upset later. Could you imagine if I went this whole time and just uploaded this page without the blood on it? Just a huge continuity error. I would be so infuriated with myself. I would never live it down. By choice, to serve as a reminder of how dumb I am. Continuity is probably going to be the biggest nightmare for me, personally. Especially when we get into later chapters and I gotta remember, like, entire story arcs. That's going to be horrifying to keep track of. But you said, but in this chapter a guy said, and now in this chapter he's saying this, and it's just going to be, oh my god. I hope I never have a reader base that's more into my story than I am. Even though that's, like, always what happens, apparently. You see it all the time. Of course they're gonna pay more attention to it than you. They're consuming it, you're just making it. Forget stuff all the dang time. Freaking Toriyama forgetting that he made entire characters sometime. You remember Launch Toriyama? I know you don't, because you've admitted that you don't. That you straight up just plumb forgot that Launch existed. Even though she was cool and weird, like, what the heck? She sneezed and she a different person? That's ridiculous. I love that. Where did she go? Bring her back, you fool. Twitter notification? No, it's nothing. I will say my Twitter notifications are getting they're bearable these days, but not for the reason that I would have expected. They're not lewd fan art anymore, nor are they political, people. I don't even know if I can call them that. Political creatures. I shudder to call people who are heavily involved in politics human beings. But, none of that's going on anymore. None of the degen stuff, none of the annoying Twitter stuff is being sent my way. Now it's just, like, the Owl House fan art, which I am very much keen on, because I love that show. It's great. And I don't know when this shift happened, but I'm just like, alright, yeah, hell yeah, give me that. I'll take that. Absolutely, I'll look at that. Better than the Ruby fan art, a show I have never engaged with in my life. And probably never will. Now we got some sleeve blowed. I really should just go here, select this. There we go. I'll make that easier. Maybe I should get some custom blood texture brushes. That would look too weird, I think. It's already hard enough. I could look at reference for what bloodstains on a shirt looks like, but that's gonna be weird. Let's see what kind of watch list I get put on. The first results are all sponsored. OxyClean, Tide, Arm & Hammer. What is going on? Excuse me. Google, you're supposed to be showing me what it looks like, not telling me how to get rid of the evidence. I think I've stumbled upon a conspiracy. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Now I realize it doesn't have to be other people's blood, but it's just a little suspicious that that's the first 4 results that it decided to provide me. That's all I'm saying. Just a little weird. Now, the problem I seem to be experiencing is I believe all of these are fake because Google is a coward. Let me look up real bloodstains on a shirt. You guys are lucky I don't pull this up on stream. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to. Nor would I want to subject anyone who doesn't want to see that stuff to that kind of imagery. Instead, I'll draw it, and then you could just see what it looks like. And then just, you know, understand the implication. Do I have a splatter brush? I don't know if I do. This might just have to be one of those things that evolves over time with my comic. What about this pointillism brush? Oh, that's strange. That's... Whoa, not quite what I wanted, but it's, something. I could probably do something with this in the future. I don't know what. The heck is this? You could draw some really cool looking, like, underwater foliage, like some kelp or whatever. I don't know. That's pretty neat. It's not what I need, though. Oh, I have, like, these ink wash... Yo, I forgot about the ink wash brushes that I got. Let's try those. No, that's gonna look like that. Although, there's some use for that, I think. There's some use for these. Just not here. Oh, that's neat. Woo. Just testing some stuff out. Honestly, the cloud brushes might actually work. I just saw it there for like half a second, and I said, that didn't look too bad, actually. What the heck is this one? I don't know what that is. Oh god, there's another weirdo one. Alright, we'll just go back. What about these cloud brushes? No, that one blends. That one blends. I think these all might blend. Oh god, what is that? How clouds work or something? Although they're... Ooh, that looks not so bad. No, that one does look bad. Let's see where else we got the bleeding going. On this end of the shirt a little bit. He's got like a dot or two on his shoulder-ish area. Continuity, lads. It's important. I did script out the next page that we're gonna be working on. By we, I mean me, of course. Ain't nobody doing nothing. But I did script out the next page, and it was going well. I think I'm still moving along at I think I'm being both efficient, but also communicative with my dialogue. Subtextual, at least a little bit. Subtext is like, it's weird because it's not even hard to apply, but it's hard to apply well. But you could just spit out subtext. You just have to slightly obscure what the characters are actually feeling and what they're saying. You know, it's just like a minor little thing. You can apply it in so many different ways, but it's just hard to keep it in mind like all the time, and also you don't even need to use it all the time. One of those gut instinct kind of things where you're like, you could trust your own judgment for it. But it's hard to exactly know when is a good time. When is a good time to lay off on it? When is a good time to really ramp it up? What is the average amount that sounds good in your story? It's all subjective. And that's where it's hard. And also, that's what makes it annoying. But hopefully I've stumbled into a bit of a happy medium. Again, it's weird talking about my writing so much when I haven't released anything yet. Because I truly don't know how well anything I've made so far is going to be received. Or even how it should be received. I got no earthly idea. I'm just praying that my instincts so far, in terms of all of the tutorials and reading that I've done in the past, I hope it just all coalesces into something pretty decent. That's all I can hope for. I like to think I was always decent at writing, but like purely in the academic setting. Like I was decent at writing in school. I could write essays. But I never really did creative writing. I never took a literature class. Maybe I should have. Or a creative writing class. I don't even think we had those in like high school, and I definitely ain't taken that in college. I don't even know if we had that as an elective, but it would have been neat. In retrospect, looking back on it, to perhaps try to do something like that. But again, I simply don't know if we even had that kind of program. And then, of course, his arm's all messed up. Oh, I didn't hide the, I didn't take note of what the other thing looked like. I'm gonna hide the eyes again for a brief moment, if you don't mind. And you won't. I say it, and therefore it is true. Alright, so it looks like he's got a bit of this going on and a bit of that. Okay, on his right arm. The arm we see on our left. Okay. So it would be this one. Why the heck? Deselect everything. Get the arm skin in there. Oh yeah, one of my YouTube videos. This is the first time I experienced this. It was the VOD where Mask played. They resent that music video, and I played it in its entirety on stream. And I did not think of the repercussions of those actions at the time. And then when I uploaded it to YouTube, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna block this obviously copyrighted content before it even comes out, before you even make it public, because you're an idiot." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, no, no, take that one. I'll take the L on that one. I'll trim that out, YouTube. Say no more. I got you, sir." And then I licked their boots, and then they said they carried on my merry way. And the video is uploaded to YouTube. But that's the reason that I highlighted that clip to Twitch, that stream, I mean. I don't normally highlight things, but I figured it was going to be lost to time anyway, unless I did that. So I just made it a highlight stream on my channel. That's the only reason that is one of the only streams that is highlight. I believe if you check the description of that highlight, I don't know how you do that, but Twitch let me make a description for it, so presumably it's somewhere. It just says this got blocked on YouTube, LOL. So that's why that's uploaded there, if anybody ever wonders that. Some people highlight all of their streams to sort of serve as like a YouTube or like a miniature video archive on Twitch. Maybe I should do that at some point too. But it's like, at this point, it would be so outdated and far behind. Like, I have months of streams on YouTube. But at that point, the mentality is either like better late than never, or just don't do it at all. So I don't know which one I wish to adopt yet. We'll see. The longer I wait, the more difficult it'll become, though, so I realize that. Let's see if we can't erase some of this. Blend it in. It's occurring to me I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to painting blood. I don't paint it that often. Like, if ever at all. I might need to... ooh, there you go. You gotta make it look more liquidy sometimes. Hold on, we're getting somewhere. It's like a fluid, I believe. I believe it's a liquid that goes through your veins. I don't think it's a solid. If it is, you might have a problem. Or many of them. Anyone out here got solid blood? You got gaseous blood? I would hope not. That's blood boiling, I believe. That's where that expression comes from. Is your blood being incendiary and evaporating? For real? Don't look it up. Although there are... I made that up just now, in case you couldn't tell. I know it was a very convincing argument. But there are cases of people spontaneously combusting. And then they just never, like, it's almost impossible to investigate the crime scene because they just, the man exploded. How are you going to figure out what the cause of death was if they just, you know, they're on fire? I believe the general consensus is, though, amongst those cases, is that there was alcohol involved, which is why, you know, they burned up out of nowhere and also didn't go seek help in a timely fashion. It could have just been a panic. And they just, you know, burned. And that was that. But it's likely that there was something inhibiting their judgment. As well as causing them to spontaneously combust. That's my theory anyway. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of experience with people exploding in front of me into flames. That's more Swan's thing. Well, with her Satanism and all that. She should really get that sorted out as well. It's unhealthy. That looks like blood. Look, I'm getting the hang of it. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But that looks convincing enough for rock and roll, I'd say. And now we can draw the little scratchy marks on them. This real pencil brush is too big. Get that to 6, why don't you? There's the line art. There's the line art. Gotta draw this closer together. Let's see. I do draw out these little scritches. I don't know what they're just kind of supposed to be evocative of scrapes, I guess. That's the intent behind these lines. I knew that vaguely when I was making them, but I don't really know for sure. It's already been half an hour, yikes. This is why I need hyperdrive schedule mode, otherwise this thing will never get done, especially by my self-imposed deadline that I just made. Now, I think Berserk does something with the... And I know I'm talking about Berserk again, so... And get over it? No. I'm just trying to see... I think they do some cross-hatching for the wounds there, Mr. Miura himself, and I'm just trying to remember. He particularly does it on close-ups of the face. When it's all tattered up, he'll draw all sorts of little crisscrosses all over the place, intersecting and whatnot. I've been wanting to get into a more cross-hatching type aesthetic, a more pen and ink type vibe. But I know that would already, like, on top of the coloring and the painterly rendering that I do, which is to say just painting in the backgrounds instead of just making everything purely line and screen tones, it would just take so long. Maybe in the future when I evolve into a fast artist miraculously. I don't know if that'll happen or when that's supposed to happen. Is it something you have to, like, do speed training exercises for? Do I have to become, like, a speed eater, but for art? Because I'll do it. Point me in the direction, I'll eat something. Something I ain't supposed to. Alright, luckily he's only in 2 panels on this page, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we can move on to thumbnailing. And paneling. I gotta bring up my script then, if I'm gonna start paneling it too. I gotta figure out what the words is gonna look like on the page. In the future, I would like to thumbnail the pages off stream. Maybe I'll get ahead of that as a result of this hyperdrive schedule. Because the only way you can truly know if where the words are gonna fit on your page is if you actually type them out and see what they look like at the size font that you're gonna be using. So really I'm kind of working in the dark until I actually, like, get into the rendering phase of the page, which is far too late to be thinking about errors or corrections. You should really be thinking about that in the thumbnailing phase, which is what I will be doing when I've caught up a bit on the whole sketch preparation phase and all that. But for now, I'm just gonna work in the dark for a little bit longer. And we gotta draw his, or color in his bruised eye as well. I'm really just beating this guy up. But it's for the sake of the story. If your characters ain't suffering, what are they doing? They're just doing nothing important, nothing I want to see. Your characters gotta be put through the ringer if you want people to care about them. That's one thing you gotta do. They gotta face obstacles and conflict. Otherwise, why are we even here? You wanna watch? You wanna read a story about a man making toast? No. Unless you do, in which case I will be there with you, because that sounds like it could be subversive and pretty good. But it can't just be about the toast. There has to, even within the story of the toast, it's only interesting if there's conflict. If there's no conflict, then it's like maybe he burns the toast and he runs out of bread. Have I talked about this before? I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I've made up this exact fake premise as an example in the past. There's only so many things I can talk about, guys. You gotta cut me some slack here. I don't have life experience. I'm making a comic book. What do you want from me? There's two phases of every comic artist's life. There's phase 1, where they gain life experience through the consumption of media or just actually living through events, either literally or vicariously. And then there's the phase where you start making the comic and you lose all semblance of free time to gain more life experience. So it's just like you kind of work with what you have. Like, I'm not going to aquariums or whatever while I'm working on this comic. I don't have the time. So I'm working with what I got. She really shouldn't be touching that shoulder. I mean, look at what's all over that thing. Like, just place the hand anywhere else, I beg you. Honestly, one of the main reasons, and this is gonna be pretty selfish, but like, isn't everything in art? One of the main reasons I want to get this prologue out is just so I can join all those those threads on Reddit where they're like, fellow creators, what is your input on this topic? And I just want to be able to have something to say. Because if I go in there and they're like, oh cool, that's some pretty insightful stuff you just said, what's your comic? I have to be like, it doesn't actually exist yet, but like, trust me, dude. It's really real, and it lives at another school or something. You just gotta believe me. My comic moved to Canada. You have to trust me on this one. But in the meantime, I just kind of like, I wish I could be a part of the conversation of creators. I could contribute information from what I've amassed, but it would feel hollow, I feel like. When people ask for information from creators, they want people who actually have created anything. And they're not looking for input from Michelangelo either. So I'm not even intimidated, it's just like, I would like to have something to contribute and evidence to show that I am actively participating in this whole subculture here. With some modicum of dedication. Like the creator of Errant, a webcomic I've brought up in the past on this stream. It's a pretty good webcomic. I enjoyed reading through it, and I'm still catching up on the weekly updates. Well, not catching up, I have caught up. I'm just keeping up with them at this point in time. That creator is still active on the freaking forums of Tapas, so it's just like, that's pretty nuts. to be active on a forum page for a webtoon platform. I was like, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should type in the forums. Who uses forums? Apparently this person. And it's cool to see that that's a thing that somebody still dedicates time to. I mean, it's a whole community around what you do as well. So of course they would do that. Just thinking about it for like half a second. And now it's like, I want to do that. I want to freaking do that. Let me in. Let me in. I'll freaking do that. I want to talk to people. With some level of ethos. Or is it logos? It's not pathos. I think it's ethos. That's the credibility one? I forget. Like I said, didn't take a literature class. I'm just trying to vaguely remember what things were. To no avail. Who's Noah Vale? Why does anybody even, like, even when people are here, why? That's all I gotta say. If I'm really just speaking for and to myself right now. Thank God. Alright, let's add an overlay layer to the hair. Add a little bit of highlight here. I did say I would finish this page this week, so technically, if you think about it, I'm still on schedule. And I'm not a liar. Not yet, anyway. I'm only a liar if this takes me until Sunday to finish, and it will not take me until Sunday to finish. We'll just do a simple little thing. I'm not going all in on the hair textures here. We just gotta do a little bit. Keep it restrained. Maybe a little bit here, maybe a little bit... Maybe a little bit like that. Maybe a little bit over here as well. And then maybe one more here. Yeah, that ought to do it. 45 minutes. Oh yeah, and then we gotta draw the little white lines here. I usually do that with the cell brush, if I remember correctly. Now we gotta do this and then this. The little motion lines. I'm not entirely sure what these are called. There's a word for it. There's words for everything. There's some technical jargon that you'll read on the various places at the internet when looking up how to make a comic. Everyone's got their own words for these things. And there's different types of these things too, these little motion lines. I remember one blog post I was reading about had like all sorts of different terms for the types of actions these things can communicate. It was actually pretty insightful in terms of providing new ways to use them. Not so much getting caught up in the language used to describe them. That I didn't much care for. They were using some whack terminology that I had never heard before. But they did provide some interesting uses, if I recall correctly. And then you can always just move it around. No, I still need to move. Maybe it needs to rotate. Then move here. That looks better. I did notice something on the, this here. I think we'll need to do a bit of touching up. Give me that blue back. I think this would be a bit more like this if we're following the form and using cast shadow correctly. I think it would be a little something more like that. Oh, that's a large one. Yeah, and then this would be more like this, just really broaden out the shadow on the shoulders here. And blur that a bit more. I don't know if I like that. Let's just undo that there. Do the blur tool. Maybe even erase that. Push that back a bit more into highlight territory. And then we can do the same for the arms, because I do believe they are following the same rules here. Or they should be. Just really get the form outlined correctly. See how that looks without the lines here. Nah, I don't know if I like that. Maybe I'll just get rid of all this anyway and see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if I like this form being outlined here. And maybe up on this one, we can try it. Nah. I thought I would like it on the arms, but maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Yeah, I don't like it. Maybe I'm just rushing through the values trying to expect good results. I don't like it. I think it's better off without it for now. You know, at the very least, we can select it and then just do a little bit under here, maybe. And then invert that, put some of the shadows here, at least where the cast shadow is going to be strong anyway, so that is one I noticed is missing. think I've gone a little just one too far on these things. Get rid of that. Maybe this one. Nah, I think we'll just have to redo it. Getting very particular about this kind of stuff. That's why I don't draw battle damage often. It's that kind of thing where you could just arrange it and rearrange it and redo it for hours, maybe even days. I was looking through Webtoons and I found one where they got freaking Boichi to do it. Artist for Dr. Stone, if you don't know, now you know. And a bunch of his other stuff like Sunken Rock. Basically very well known for his phenomenal artwork. And that's really all I can recommend. Unfortunately, Boichi, if his past writings are any indication, is not the greatest writer. Even though, you know, it's all subjective. But it's just, you know, personal opinion. And he didn't write this webtoon. I could go look up the name. I might as well. I'm not doing anything too important right now. Let's be honest with ourselves. The writing for this webtoon was awful. I could barely comprehend. It's called Superstring Marco Polo's Travel to the Multiverse. And if that doesn't already, like, that's a confusing title in and of itself. And I assure you, the story does not alleviate any of that confusion. It's breakneck pace, to the point where you barely focus on a single detail before you're moving on to some other entire setting, or scenario, or timeline, or flashback. It's just like, and that's in like the first 2 episodes I'm talking, like, oh my, it's all over the place. And his name is Marco Polo. But the art is great. It's a fully colored webcomic featuring art from Boichi. So it's like, oh my, that's just bound for success. And Boichi's the kind of guy who can thrive even in a deadline, that I believe. Especially if this work is any indication. It's definitely a very less rendered style. More sketchy, more simplistic compared to his usual stuff like Sunken Rock and all that. Even Dr. Stone. But it's still pretty good. You could tell he's got so much fundamental knowledge that he could just whip stuff out regardless. It does not matter for him. Just, there you go. You need good art for your webcomic? You need it tomorrow? Got it. I did it 5 minutes ago, actually, before you even asked. Done immediately. Stupid? What did you think I was doing? I'm Boichi. Put some respect on my name. Unless you see my drawings of women. In which case, sometimes they look more like aliens than people. Fully, we come on, man. Gosh, you know, he's just got particular tastes. And those tastes apparently are the grays from the moon. Alright, I think we're done with this page for now. I do wonder if there's too much clutter with the blood, though. Now that I'm saying, I should never say, alright, now we're good here, because then I start noticing like 40 different things. Hold on, I'll get over here. Let me just, like, now that I'm seeing it zoomed out, let's push back this one. And then we can push back some of the ones on the background here. Like, if we zoom out here, what do we not need? I don't think we need this one to be so pronounced. This one either. No, that one actually helps. Maybe just fade it into the shirt a bit more. Yeah, I think on the fabric, I think it can be a little bit more faded in, but you know, on the skin, it works better, I think. Oh yeah, we need the bruise. What am I doing? We need the bruise. Give me that. And then we'll be good. There you go, just add that on there. And we gotta do it on the other one. And then I think we'll be in a spot where I can say we're good, and then inevitably I'll come back to it later and find something to complain about. Which is as good as it gets for a comic. I wonder how many times even the greats feel that. Like, you know, you got Miura's editor saying he comes in all the... or he used to come in and catch the guy editing pixels at a time. And I just think that's very funny, because how many pages... like, if you gave him the opportunity to get everything he wanted looking right, pixel perfect-wise, I can only imagine what the series would have looked like, and how many less chapters we would have. Guts would still be on the freaking boat if Miura had his way. I wonder if Oda's out there. Like, he's probably the most consistent manga artist of all time at this point. And even he's got to have moments where he's had to cut corners. Even though I know he has assistants these days, which is a smart move for a man who probably doesn't want to die at the age of, like, 40. How old is he? He's probably already 40. 48. So, you know, 50. Just bump the number up. And he started it when he was 17. How do you even do that? Alright, I think we're good. You know what we can do? Can add a little bit of ambient occlusion while I'm here. Oh no, I'm getting caught in the cycle, in the loop. I could always add this little thing right here, and then I can add a little bit of this. And then 3 hours elapse. Alright, that's enough. That's enough, Zotan. Stop it. We're gonna thumbnail the next page. And as long as that gets done, I think I can call the stream for today. Alright, let me bring up my script and see where we are at. I think the next page gets a little wordy. My whole comic is going to be a little wordy. I've just had to accept that about myself. I'm trying to cut back on my prose and stuff. But it's just like, I am apparently just I have a tendency to do this. They just get absurdly weirdy. Alright, so this next one should be pretty easy. We can simply do this. We're gonna be doing a facing upwards thing here. Gonna do the floorboards again. I had to put a cone on my dog again. He's very angry. He'll get over it though. He's had that growth on him. And then when we got him, took him to the vet for the other thing, which I already talked about, and I won't talk about it again because it still bums me out a bit. You know, they couldn't remove the growth on him, which we were gonna take him in for originally. So he still has this thing on his face, and of course he's gonna pick at it, because he's a dog, and he don't know no better. But it's like, yeah, if you're gonna do that, you gotta wear the cone. You're gonna have to do it. Alright, so that's panel 1. Let me see what words I got here. And we'll do this. Then your eye travels from one little speech bubble to the next one. And I do know roughly what these are gonna say. Well, I say that and then I don't remember. Alright, we'll do that. And then have... So the first words, little spoilers. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just looking up suture needles, because there's going to be that. I'm not going to illustrate the suturing of a wound. They sealed wounds in egg whites or old wine? What the heck? Let's see. Medieval suturing needles. Ooh, here we go. Oh my god. Where am I? This is during the Civil War era. Get out of here. That's a little too late for my blood. I'm assuming there's a difference between these tools. But heck if I know. Oh god. Clicked on the Wikipedia article. It did not care. I'm not sure what the difference between all these shapes are, so we'll just freaking try something. Pardon me, I am now on a website called The History of Sutures. Let's take a look. I'm just looking, seeing if there's anything here. Now it's just like a mission statement on an actual medical website. Show me the weird stuff. It's just telling me at some point they was using intestines to suture wounds, and then they swapped over to like nylon. I don't need none of that. Just trying to figure it out. They really do just be putting wine in these wounds, now that I'm reading it. I regenerated the flesh with a dark ointment. These guys were on some crazy stuff back then. The dark ointment. Alright, you know what? We can figure out that panel later. I don't want this to halt my script this long. Let's figure it out. And then this would be like here. Maybe this would be like this. Maybe I'm getting too cute with it. Let's try something over here. Well, now we need to try. This is version 2. We need V3. I need to explain the proper context for why she's doing that visually. Which means she was pouring out this fluid onto the cloth, onto the last, or in the last page, on the last page. So naturally, one would expect her to be cleansing the wound of this other guy. This doctor character. That is a large eye for what I'm illustrating. Yeah, I think I like V3 here. We'll just put this over here. And this over here. And then we'll do that. We'll consider that in the future. I feel like he should be doing something. The Cardinal Knight guy. Let's check the script. Like we need to establish where he is in the room though too, which is tricky. Let's give myself more space to work with. I have entered deep thought mode. THOUGHT, to be specific. Do not want to get that confused. I think we'll draw another night guy in the back here. Then we go here, visually, and then here. Let's see, we got panel 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Could probably fit 2 more panels here before I have to reevaluate. And what actions do people do when they're just standing around talking to each other? How do I make this scene more dynamic visually? I could draw the candle. I can draw an up-close candle. Why not? Yeah, let's just draw a freaking candle in perspective or something. Why not? Cut my workload down a bit. Also add some visual intrigue to the freaking scene here. Yeah, it's gonna be a candle. Why not? I don't think I've done that yet in this, so it's not overused. Then we got one little speech bubble right here. Then we'll lay these out on the page, and I think I'll take a break, which means I will probably end stream. Unless somebody shows up, in which case I am obligated to extend the stream. That is how that works. I did it for Halber, I'll do it again. But only if somebody shows up. If they don't show up, I'm taking a break, and then I'll work on this off stream. When I can go full focus mode in silence and not feel a little bit guilty about it. Because right now I'm having a lot of dead air. I was filling it earlier, but now when it comes to paneling, I gotta think with my noggin. And I ain't too good at doing none of that. I'll tell you that much. Let's open up my template. Boop. Okay, now we can steal our stuff. My own colors. And then we whoop. And then we divide by 0, killing us all instantly. And then I got 2... It's mainly a lot of rectangles. We'll just do that. And there's something like this, and then there's... Whoop. I think. Wait, no, there's 3 rows after that, isn't there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, that should be good. That ought to be fine. This one we divided over here, roughly, and then this one we divided over here. Do I have any going off the page here? I have this one going off to the right, okay. This one, like so. Just to add a little bit of visual intrigue yet again. And then this one, of course, gets deleted. Because that is how it goes. I like having a wide open space on my pages. At least one. Really fills it out. Oh, and also, well, let's see. Let's see if I like this more. We can always go back to it if we don't. I want to see if I like this, and then like this. Because that'll create a very clear divide between these. But then if I do this here, I think it'll look a little bad. Or maybe it won't. Kind of like it self-contained if it's going to be like that. But we could try things out. And we'll save this as the other thing. What page are we on now? This is page 15, although I believe it's technically 16. This will be 16, technically 17. It's very simple. It's an easy system. I worked it out. It's great. Perfect, even. Alright, and now I gotta move this over. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Just take this. Wheel. Delete that. Transform this wheel, make it large and in charge. And then distort it, because it's all whack. Gotta move these in the right order, or else they will drive me insane. Alright, then we got this one. I need more space for these panels visually. I do believe. Oh, we can always work on it later if I don't like it. That's the beauty of a comic. Until you start publishing it. Then you have to work on it until later, and later is like a day in the future. At which point you will have no time anymore. You will have expended all of your time. Later is now. Today is, or tomorrow is today. Yesterday is so far long ago. And then this one, we just need to take this whole thing, basically. This actually fits pretty well, for the most part, with what I had in mind. Then we'll take this. And then we have two more to iron in here. And then, assuming nothing changes, I will be cutting the stream for today. So that I can take a break. And then go into hyper overdrive mode. Just like I've always wanted to do, but for real this time. I can put the words on the page in the right spot. It's gonna be great. Start planning the composition around the dialogue, which is what you're supposed to do in the first place, but I keep forgetting to do that, or neglecting it, or both. You know, it's a whole thing. Let's just look at what this looks like with this panel extended in these directions. I don't know if I hate it. I don't think I hate it, but we can adjust this properly. This has to be contained within the words have to be within the kill zone. Yeah, I don't know if I hate that or not. I kind of like it's like a when in doubt, just keep your paneling simple. I don't really know the rules well enough to break them to that degree. I'm not freaking Witch Hat Atelier over here. Just making every panel is a stained glass window. Stained glass window, sorry. Just a whole... Well, I gotta pick up that series. There's a lot of series I gotta pick up for different influences. I gotta pick up the hardcover for Berserk, just because that's like my main deal. I gotta look at more of what he does. I gotta pick up Witch Hat Atelier for some paneling. I gotta pick up One Piece because I gotta figure out how like the whole getting the gang together arc is handled there, because that's like really well done from what I understand. It's like the whole first arc is getting all these people together. I just want to see that for curiosity's sake, see if I can be inspired while doing it myself. But yeah, either way, it'll be a short stream today. I have my thumbnails here. And if anybody, I know there was a lurker at least that stopped by. A new guy or an old guy, I don't know. That's not for me to know. But yeah. If anyone did stop by, thank you for stopping in. And I will be streaming on Monday. And that's all I got.
So I guess bye-bye.